The very first time Springtrap got teased, quote unquote, for Dead by Daylight was when the devs posted on Twitter this tweet that said, "Rate my gaming setup." In the picture there was a bunch of monitors which FNAF fans assumed connected to FNAF, and that was all a reference to FNAF because FNAF has to deal with like monitors and cameras and such. But the cherry on top of this is that some assume that you can actually see Springtrap in one of the monitors. So me and my brother actually went to the game map and went to the same location where people said that they saw Springtrap, quote unquote, but it just ended up being a trap from the Saw franchise. I really thought this was a FNAF teaser myself. That's why I even posted that video, because I was so convinced. Me and my brother already knew it wasn't Springtrap though in the picture, because I don't think the devs would go that far teasing everything like that. But the killer ended up being the K-pop star himself, the trickster. Around early August of 2021, the devs started to post letter sequences, and these were actually hints towards the next chapter, which was chapter 21. Funny enough, in one of these letter sequences, people thought that we were actually getting Pennywise because it looked like they was maybe teasing Pennywise through the letter sequences, and it was also an emoji of two clowns. We already have one clown in the game, so who's the other clown? And one of the letter pictures, people also assumed that you could also see Springtrap in the background, but this obviously wasn't the case. Like I said, I don't think the devs would go that far as putting an actual character in the background that's supposed to be for the next chapter. It's just stuff like this that's good to know, because you know that the devs wouldn't tease nothing like that. So if it's a character in any background in the future that people assume that it's a certain character, we just know that's not the case. During the middle of these letter sequences, we ended up getting the actual teaser for chapter 21, which some found pretty obvious and some also found pretty ominous. Obvious because it was obviously the scene from Hellraiser where the Cenobites was returning, or should I say making their debut, but it was also ominous because it was too much on the screen. Too much as in 1987 being on the top right side of the screen. 1987 referring to the bite of 87, which some assume that was the case. This will always just be one of those teasers which I just found so obvious, and I just thought that FNAF fans were pushing it a little bit because it was obviously the scene from Hellraiser. I mean, they even had the flower in the background and everything, but it was later revealed that the killer was Pinhead, which I found pretty obvious. The devs even confirmed that 1987 was there because it was the release of Hellraiser, and it had no correlation to FNAF. On March 11th of 2022, DBD Mobile posted a picture on Twitter, a post that read, "Help wanted, please apply now," and then you could see the Father's Campbell map and the newspaper filter picture. Some assume this was a very obvious hint towards FNAF, because in FNAF there's also a help wanted newspaper picture, not only in the first game but throughout the series as well. Looking back at it, I could understand why some assume that this was an obvious teaser towards FNAF, including myself, but then again it's like DBD Mobile posted it, which I found pretty fishy, because it's like if they was really teasing something big, I think DBD would post it themselves, like just a regular page. But I guess you never know sometimes because the devs can get clever like that. But leaks started to come in, and the killer ended up being the Dredge for our 6th anniversary. Around April of 2023, in Meet Your Maker, another game by Behavior Interactive, going on the more strategic first-person shooter side. In the game, when you're at the main hub station, if you was to look at one of the monitors, you can see these built tiles in the monitor that look very similar to Chica, Bonnie, and Freddy from FNAF. This one was interesting, I'm not gonna lie, because of the fact that it wasn't even a hint towards it being a Dead by Daylight if it wasn't a hint for Springtrap, which it wasn't. But this one I just found the most interesting, because if Springtrap really was the killer for the 6th anniversary at the time, I think that would have been a pretty cool hint. As reached as this was, it was still pretty funny speculating around it, because we was that desperate. Around May of 2023, a friend of mine let me know that Eric Pope, who is the community director at DBD, has this very interesting profile picture, which closely resembles Springtrap. Mind you, the background picture, pizza in the drawer for some reason, but pizza, pizzeria, it looks like Springtrap in the picture. You know where this was going. So after my friend let me know this, I winded up posting it in the video. After that video, people winded up swarming Eric Pope, trying to gaslight him and telling him that his own profile picture was Springtrap and nothing more. This was wild, and I felt really bad because I had something to do with this, but he was really cool about it, and it was no biggie at the end of the day. But I do find this whole situation funny. It does look like Springtrap in that picture though. It's like, you can't be mad at me for that. But then it's like, when you rewind back, it's like, why would they be teasing Springtrap like this and making it that obvious? Especially for someone that's the community director. I should have put 2 and 2 together, but it is what it is. It's just theories. The Meet Your Maker tease, quote unquote, wasn't it? The Eric Pope, quote unquote, tease wasn't it? The killer for the 7th anniversary ended up being the Singularity. Around early July going into August, for this upcoming chapter, that being chapter 29, the Alien chapter, some people, including myself, assumed that FNAF was going to be the chapter 29 chapter because the PTB date was set on August 9th, and August 9th is FNAF's anniversary date. I really think that would have been the perfect time if FNAF was coming to the game, but I guess there could just still be other chances. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still think chapter 30 is Predator for real, but come to think about it, FNAF is also science fiction, so it's like, who knows? It's like, the only thing that really bothers me about FNAF possibly being the November chapter is that I really see a map coming with FNAF. It's like, it will be really weird to not see a map with a FNAF chapter, but that's just my take. I mean, we didn't get a map for Hellraiser, so I think that would have been cool in itself, and I think that's also pretty weird. I think the Labyrinth would have been a really cool addition to DVD, but I can see why it got taken out. But then we have like the game map where we see this naked lady, but I guess with the Hellraiser map it was a bit too much. It might have just been a bit too overwhelming, so that's why they scrapped it. But I see a map coming with FNAF, I'm not gonna lie. The Alien chapter was later teased, and we got the Alien PTB, and the Alien chapter releases this Tuesday, which is August 29th. The homie Springtrap has been speculated for years, yet nothing happened. I still hope we do get a FNAF chapter, but it's like, as time goes by, my hope just slowly deteriorates. It's like, a part of me is like, FNAF has a chance to make it because obviously the devs are acknowledging it because of the survey, but then it's like, we not getting all these chapters on that survey, you know? Some we're getting, some we're not getting. We just don't know yet. Hopefully one day we get FNAF. Hopefully one day. How do you guys feel about FNAF not being in the game yet? Do you think FNAF is going to be the next chapter? Let me know down below. Love y'all. Take care. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one, and peace.